Hey y'all, excuse me for a minute while I adjust this here camera. One moment. That's a little too tight. Alright, we're gonna just hold it like this. Okay, so the title of this video is Gang Stalking is funny until it's you or your child. And so what I'm going to talk about today is pretty much what I just said. It pertains to gang stalking. I have it like this, so in case you see some cars driving slowly behind me, that'll be proof that it is indeed real. I've had situations where I would go to the park and I'd just be sitting at the park minding my business, not bothering anyone, and I'd see rows and rows of cars, like probably 2 or 3 in a row, that would pass in front of me. I've counted the amount of times that the same vehicle with the same driver that would pass in front of me would circle around me. Some individuals have gone as far as driving really close to my vehicle. I mean, almost to the point of wanting to hit the vehicle. I've had individuals do catcalls towards me. Some have gone to the back of my vehicle and a young man pulled his pants down and started playing with himself. I don't know who are sending these individuals, but I wanted to document this in case any other individual ever goes through this type of situation. I don't know if these individuals are relatives of mine, ex-friends of mine, exes of mine, but this situation has occurred multiple times, and I'm here to say if they do find humor in it, then I hope that they have that same energy when it is their turn. I don't appreciate the constant following to very basic places. Where is it? A park, a library, a regular parking lot, just a normal parking lot, going grocery shopping, cars coming in droves, cars driving the same speed as you. I've tested it out by driving probably 5 to 20 miles per hour in a 45, just to see who would go as far as going that same speed behind me, and seeing how long they would take until they realize that the rest of the lanes are free and open for them to change the lane and pass by me. Yeah, this gang stalking has gotten to the point where, like I said, people are touching themselves behind my vehicle. I do reside in my vehicle, and that is another reason. And the first time I saw this person do this, I was fully clothed, I was not changing, but I did not have my back window covered. So he took it upon himself to walk all the way behind my vehicle and proceed to pull his pants down, exposing himself, and proceeded to do what he intended to do. I then honked my horn and he walked away. Not just honked it, I held on to it until he walked away. It's ridiculous. I don't know what type of information has been put out about me, to tarnish my name, for people to react, or at least for the black men to react in this type of way, but I don't appreciate it. I really don't, because in my mind, if it was your daughter that just was chilling in her car and some man just came behind her vehicle and decided to pull his pants down and violate himself in broad daylight where she was, you'd be ready to find this young man and handle business with him. Y'all would be ready to do that. If somebody was following your child in broad daylight, day after day after day, um, you wouldn't appreciate that. You would try to get to the bottom of it to stop that instantly. Um, the first time I witnessed gang stalking was when I was, um, let's see, this is when I was in my home state of Des Moines, Iowa. I dated this individual. He invited me to some type of lodge party, and from there, he informed me when he was still living in that apartment complex, um, there's somebody that's following you when you leave out of the parking lot. Little did I know, he knew these individuals, and he orchestrated for these individuals to keep track of me from as soon as I left the apartment complex to wherever I would go. This went over to when I was still in the service, the Army to be specific. And when I was at Fort Polk, a situation occurred where I went to the library on that base, and there was a sergeant that parked next to me. He did not get out of his vehicle to check his car, to go inside the library, to look around, nothing. He parked directly next to me in a very empty parking lot, looked at me, texted something on his phone, made a smirk, and then he drove off. Um, I'm pretty sure people were following me when I would go to the grocery store while I was at Fort Polk. Fort Polk is an Army base in Louisiana, New Lano to be exact. But that was my second witnessing of gang stalking. I wasn't able to complete my 3 years active duty with Fort Polk. So when I went back to my home of record, Des Moines, there were some issues that with the gang stalking that proceeded there, and it got even worse. It heightened up where people were making it very obvious that they were following me, that they were trailing my every move, and I didn't know what was going on. And even from the base, I would make reports and say, hey, these individuals are following me, but none of them believed me. But I learned later on that these individuals were actually in on the gang stalking. So you really don't know who you can talk to when it pertains to gang stalking, when you've already exhausted all options with military police, investigation, victim advocate. If none of those individuals that I did go to decide to step in and actually help and thoroughly research it instead of calling you crazy or that you're making up something, or if you're PMSing, then you really have to take it upon your own hands and protect yourself as much as possible, because gang stalking doesn't just occur for civilians. It happens with military personnel as well, especially females who aren't in that whole situation of being, open, fast, being in everyone's face, being at every scene. We're very, to ourselves, very private. Yeah, they take that as a challenge. They view that as, oh, she wants us to push even further. So it's like a mixture of gang stalking, trafficking, and predators, perverts that I have witnessed thus far. And I just want to reiterate again, I hope that no one else that goes through this ends up hurting themselves. I hope that no one else that goes through this has a panic attack. Breathe. Understand that you are not imagining this. It's definitely real. People are definitely following you. Some will go as far as tapping into your phone. Please be safe. Please keep your wits about you. If you must, pray and make a video like this as well, so that more individuals who are going through this and are silently suffering can know gang stalking is real. You're not making this up. People work together to keep these under wraps, and they have a script that they would like to tell individuals, saying that it is not real and you're making it up. Are you okay? They'll use those type of methods. You are okay. This is very real. Orchestrated gang stalking and people trying to traffic individuals and predatory actions are real. Perversion is real. So please be safe. And no, this is not just from men who do gang stalking. Women do it. I've seen men, women, couples, regardless of what age, what race, it does not matter. If they see something or they've been paid to do something, they will do it. But do understand that if you have been paid to do such malicious acts upon an individual and you don't know why you're paid or instructed to do so, you cannot be surprised, especially if you have children or somebody that you deeply care for, or yourself. If that situation occurs with you and you yourself try to explain to authorities, hey, I'm being followed, hey, something's happening, you can expect that same assistance. When you utilized your free will to gang stalk an individual, to try to traffic an individual, to act on perversive actions towards an individual, you cannot expect protection when this same individual who was asking for protection, all of their reports fell on deaf ears. So when that table turned to the individuals, the gang stalkers who were stalking, keep your wits about you. Keep your wits about you, because I've had to keep my wits about me, and I'm putting out awareness for others to keep their wits about that situation if they ever go through that and they know they are innocent with whatever y'all have formulated in y'all's minds. Keep y'all's wits about you. Pray. Know that each day will be better than the next, and eventually others will start seeing what they're doing and hopefully come into the defense for you all, like I've seen some come to the defense for me. I hope that you all got some good insight on this when it comes to gang stalking, people following you, people trying to circle around your vehicle, people doing the absolute most, and you do not know who any of these individuals are. You're not crazy, once again. You're not hallucinating. You're not making anything up. This is not a figment of your imagination. Yes, there are cars that do circle around you, do follow you, do park in certain places. You didn't meet that individual by coincidence. They timed when you went to a certain location. They timed where you go. They clock if you have a certain routine, and even if you don't, they're following you, so they'll find out. And if your phone is tapped, that's even more reason for the coincidence to not be such a coincidence of you seeing these individuals. So I hope that others are more aware of this situation that does occur. Gang stalking is real, once again. Please stay safe. Do not retaliate towards the gang stalkers, because if no one is listening to you and you do retaliate, it falls on you. And then they can really use that against you as saying, oh, see, that individual is crazy. So don't retaliate to them. But do make it aware for others to know. And then also try to record, just like they record you. and trace you in every which way. Try to record and see how many times a particular vehicle travels around your way. If it's the same plate, same color, same make and model, whatever. Count how many times that same vehicle comes around. And then after the third or fourth time, that's when you should be allowed to record and say, hey, I've seen this vehicle and the same driver multiple times. Or though the windows are very tinted, I've seen this vehicle roaming around me multiple times. So you'll just know it's not cool. Gang stalkers, y'all need to stop, because whatever you're doing to me, you're not ready for that to be returned back to you. Just wanted to make this very clear and make awareness for this situation. Excuse the helicopter and everything, but I wanted to put awareness on gang stalking and just how real it is. It's gotten to the point where I don't trust my relatives. I don't trust where I decide to apply to next because of how connected I've seen the managers and the interviewers react towards me. I currently am not working, and I'm currently residing again in my vehicle because it's gotten that far to where I'm not taking any more chances. The last orientation that I went to get a phlebotomist position, a woman, she came up to me trying to fan her vagina in my face. This was at the orientation, like a meeting that we all had, and I scooted away, and then I just saw everyone staring at me, and they were observing me like I was some type of project. I didn't like the vibe. I didn't like the energy, and so I informed the manager at that time of the orientation that I'm no longer interested in the position, and I got my belongings and I left. The second time I had an interview for a phlebotomist position, the manager, he was very nice, nasty towards me. He thought I was uneducated, and he received a phone call and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, that was my wife," and he had a smirk on his face indicating that I was into messing with managers. Again, these are rumors that have been started while I was at Fort Polk and whatever else that they have formulated about me. And so I didn't even continue with that process, and that's just it. That just tells me how far people will go to try to control your narrative with the gang stalking, just to, I guess, get a psychotic reaction out of you. But I don't have time for that. That takes more energy out of me versus just making awareness on what it is and how people operate with this gang stalking, where they will go as far as trying to control every job that you apply to. They will spam your phone. They will control what you watch on YouTube. They will control your narrative on your social media pages by messing with the messages on your the search the search bar on Instagram, where it's like the pictures you mostly like, it will pop up there. Yeah, they will switch those images up and you'll realize I've never liked these images. So they try to control the narrative there. If you see your phone acting weird, or it's suddenly getting hot, or certain apps just won't work for you, and you know these apps don't have any type of spam on them or nothing like that, yeah, those situations will occur. This is another example. Cars just slowly, doing their thing. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, they'll creep up like that. So, like I said before, I hope that no one else has to go through what I go through. I hope no one gets their entire world flipped upside down, or try to get their entire world flipped upside down and from accusations, especially from um, perverts that you witness inside the military as a prior service member. And what makes it even worse is that my MOS was communication. So you know I'm going to communicate this and bring this out into the open for others to be more aware of it. I really hope this gets resolved and people can go on with their lives and do what they need to do. And once again, go to a park and not have droves of cars passing by them uh, one by one, staring, slowly creeping up to you, and just doing the absolute most. It's inappropriate. It's weird because these are adults, older than I am, and it makes me question, like, if you have children, do you think that's okay? What message are you giving to your children? So yes, again, gang stalking is funny until it happens to you or your kids. Y'all be safe again. Y'all be safe out there. Be aware. No, you're not crazy, and don't let them think, or don't let them convince you that you are. You know yourself better than anyone else. So keep your wits about you and know that everything will turn out fine once others have opened their eyes and realized, hey, this ain't right. We're going to put a stop to it and expose you weirdos.